Well, now we are going to see some study cases to understand what we call disruptive strategies in docency. We are going to divide, as Manuel has told you, the classroom in three parts. In the transform classroom, it means all the movements we can do inside the classroom. The expanded classroom, that means when the classroom goes out of the place where we used to develop it, and the augmented classroom. We're going to start with the transformed classroom. Okay, so when you are in the classroom, if you think it is your classroom, you are wrong. It is not your classroom. It's a space-time where you can develop your creativity with your students. In the classroom, as you have seen there, you have some people, girls, boys, or perhaps you don't have girls and boys. Perhaps you have all the gender people. You have tables, you have chairs, perhaps you have some lights, windows, walls. Which are the measures? How many doors do you have? Well, changing the space encourages students' ability to be free. I think that is the first point. For example, in this case, it was a morning session. We designed a breakfast, and it was a breakfast to design a new project. I don't know for what, but it was very interesting that it was raining, and so when we wanted to speak, we had to use an umbrella in class. It was also interesting that we designed a very long a very long table. We had breakfast there. All teachers and students were mixed. There were no rules, and so each time somebody wanted to speak, they had to take the umbrella. This is the teacher, the other time was a student. Again here in the class, when we transform the class, we not only transform the space, we also transform the hidden curriculum. As you know, the hidden curriculum are all of these dispositives that create some meaning, that are designed to control our mind and the way we think. In this case, for example, it was the day of the women, and some boys decided to put some things that are very used by women, but not by men. So at the end you create an environment that is very different from the usual one. Changing space encourages students' ability to be free, but one of the ways to get it is by destroying the collective imaginary. The collective imaginary has to do with this hidden curriculum I have said. In this case, our classroom was a classroom like everyone, but how do we break the classroom? Well, we hide the teacher. There is no teacher, you have a voice, you hear him or her, but you cannot see him or see her because we have put something there, and so you have a different relationship with the teacher. In this case, it was amazing because the students put all the tables together and they were walking, showing their designs for the face. At the end, they were proud of their designs. Everybody watched them and they felt in a different way. Well, the collective learning. This is the collective learning. At the end, you feel as a member of a group, part of the class. You are not one student, you are a team. You are part of a team that form an exquisite corps, like in this occasion, when students were painting a paper that was on the wall, and it was incredible. The final result was the result of an exquisite corps. You know this word that has to do with the surrealist movement for last century. The idea of freedom is the axe of the discourse, of course, because the classroom can be a place where you have enough. because sometimes students feel tired, because they work hard, because they have spent a math night, I don't know, but perhaps they want to sleep, or just they want to lie and to listen to the teacher in a different way. Which happens? Yes, they listen to you. Perhaps they concentrate, perhaps even they can speak, like in this case Javier was speaking, but they are on the table. No problem about it. We create our materials, we cook our food, we design our rituals. Of course, food is very important in our classroom because we think that food and knowledge cannot be mixed. Why? Why? It's important. We like to eat and we like to share our food with our friends, with our students, with our fellows. So, many times in the class, we met some cooks, even in this case, we were cooking in the class. We were doing an action that goes further more than to have lunch or to have dinner. Everything and all of us are questionable. All is not very good, but sorry. But all of us are necessary, that's the point, like in a football team, you know? In this case, the transform was so incredible, just to put different levels, different floors with the furniture in the class. At the end, the hierarchy was broken, the usual hierarchy. We create another hierarchy, someone were the upper part, another in the lower part. Body and mind work together in the learning space-time. Look there, this is a choreography created by students once they had heard a melody. So the class were transformed. The table in this occasion was on a stage. Some paintings were the walls. There was a different scenography to learn. The teaching practice is understood as political practice, not as a simulacrum. That is very important. In this case, the classroom, which changed into an arguing space-time, where you have a camera that projected the dialogue that two students were having about a subject that was very important in this moment. You know? It was important. Sorry. We learn as we play. Why not? Has learning to be serious? Of course no. You can enjoy as you are learning. In this case, we created a chess playground just with black and white papers on the floor, and we were the pieces we had to move. We had to think about it. In this case, we had to draw our fellows. In this case, we were painting on the floor. In this case, we were playing, we were dancing, we were making some physical exercise, again, dancing. We designed the rules and the roles that change in the time. The same table where we had breakfast, it was now our party dancing table. All of us knew the same choreography, and all the days when we finished the class, 5 minutes before leaving the classroom, we danced. We said the same. Again, we were a group, we were a team. The complicity was among us. An intuitive, a pragmatic learning. That means that we can move a lot of accessories, a lot of machines, and in the class they are transformed to get into another shape, another function. A brave learning that changes symbols and words for an inclusive word. You are included is the key word. Disruptive learning requires a critical thinking, as we have said. Now you know what is a critical thinking. And being incredulous about the great theories of the past, parents, paradigms, teachers, typologies, culture, and words. This is our last session last year. It was a very, very big table when we were celebrating Christmas. But it was in November, it doesn't matter. Teaching is even harder than learning. And all of us teach, all of us learn, and all of us change our space.